I'm writing this anonymously because what I'm about to share is deeply embarrassing. I never imagined I'd end up in a situation like this. Confused, heartbroken, and forced to confront the reality of my own mistakes. My name is Lily. I'm 24 years old, and the man who might no longer be my husband is 26. We were married for 3 years after meeting in college. I always believed our relationship was solid, not flawless, but grounded. Jack was my constant, our relationship calm, steady, endlessly patient. I see now how much I overlooked that, how I failed to appreciate the quiet love he gave me. We were opposites in every sense. Jack was an introvert who loved reading, documentaries, and peaceful nights in. I was the loud one, always laughing, hosting, thriving in social circles. But Jack never tried to hold me back. He showed up to every noisy gathering, smiling even when it clearly exhausted him. He did it just to make me happy. He never complained. He brought me coffee in the mornings, skipped his plans when I needed him, took care of everything at home. I didn't work. We didn't have kids. And yet, he carried the full weight of responsibility without once throwing it in my face. Instead of being grateful, I began to see him as weak. I let toxic voices into my life when I reconnected with old college friends. They lived for parties and chaos and made me question everything. They said I was too lively for someone like Jack, that I was wasting my best years. And the worst part, I listened. I let their words take root. One night, drunk and careless, I made fun of Jack, called him obedient, joked that he'd probably jump off a cliff if I asked. My friends laughed and I joined in riding the wave of attention like it made me powerful. That night wasn't an exception. I kept doing it. I mocked him, let others mock him too, and did nothing to stop it. Worse, I played along. They said I wore the pants, that he was whipped. I soaked it all in. Too busy enjoying the spotlight to notice how wrong it was. Jack never fought back. Even when he overheard the jokes, even when I dismissed him in front of others, he never raised his voice. He remained kind, loving, unchanging. I took his silence as a sign that he would never leave. That his love for me would keep him rooted no matter how far I pushed him. I see now how cruel I became. At dinners, at parties, I talked over him, ignored him, belittled him, and people followed my lead. My behavior shaped how others treated him. Still, he came home with flowers, kissed me goodnight, and told me he loved me every morning. Then came the night that shattered everything. It was a neighborhood barbecue. Jack was grilling like always, helping, smiling, making sure everyone had a good time. I was off drinking with my friends when someone joked about him being trained. I laughed. Then I said he was spineless. I kept going, putting on a show. Everyone laughed until they didn't. The silence caught me off guard. I turned and saw Jack standing there watching. His face was unreadable, calm, but cold in a way I had never seen before. He looked at me and simply said, "We need to talk." I followed him, still brushing it off. But once we were alone, his words landed like thunder. "I'm done being your punching bag," he said. "I gave you everything, and all you've done is tear me down. I'm leaving. Your things will be on the porch." Then he walked away. I panicked. I thought he was bluffing. I ran after him, but by the time I got home, he'd already packed my suitcase. I begged him to talk. I cried. I apologized over and over. But he didn't yell. He didn't even look angry. He just said, "No more. You don't get to treat me this way and expect me to stay." When I said I wouldn't leave, he calmly told me he'd call the police if I didn't. That's when it hit me. He was serious. The man I thought would always put up with anything had finally had enough. I left that night in tears, walking past the neighbors with a suitcase and a broken heart. Nobody said a word. Not even the friends who used to laugh with me. I realize now those people were never really my friends. It's been a few days since then. I'm staying at my parents' house. Jack hasn't answered a single call or message. Maybe he never will. I don't know how to make this right. I don't even know if it's possible, but I needed to say it. I destroyed something rare and beautiful because I wanted attention from people who didn't truly care about me. I humiliated the one person who loved me completely. And now that he's finally found the strength to walk away, I'm left with nothing but regret. Maybe I am a terrible person, but at least I won't lie about it anymore. I did this and I have to live with